youtube.com/MugenLord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.
Hey guys, MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video. Today we're going to talk about Resident Evil, because Capcom and maybe Sony themselves have pretty much made an oopsie. This is not even a rumor. This is pretty much just solid confirmation that we'll be getting a potential Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. Yes, that's right, Resident Evil 3 remake. Now, everyone has been looking forward to this ever since Capcom had revealed Resident Evil 2 remake, which has done really well. I bought the game myself, really loved it, really enjoyed, and I'm definitely going to do a playthrough of that game. Really want to play it some more, play it again. But to move forward with this is that, when will we expect this? Because we had gotten the screenshots to show off the remade models of three characters who are of course in the game. And if you have ever played Resident Evil Nemesis, then you know that the main protagonist of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is the woman herself, Jill Valentine. Yes, Jill Valentine has gotten a redesign for this remake, and I'm super satisfied with this design. I love how she looks. I'm really looking forward to see the whole character model itself. Jill is one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite female video game characters. You don't understand. Back in the day when Resident Evil 1 had released, as a little boy, I had such a big crush on Jill Valentine, the character. So to see her remade into, to the HD remake, fully remake, I'm definitely excited to see how she's going to look. I know she's going to look fantastic. I know she's going to look great. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, because looking at what they've done to Claire Redfield, she was well designed for the remake of Resident Evil 2. So I know they'll definitely do her some justice. But moving on to Carlos, the man himself, he also got in a totally different redesign compared to how he looked in the first game. The first game, they pretty much made him a pretty boy. He had the slick hair and everything, but this one you can tell because of what's going on in the storyline, because of the attack on Raccoon City with the T-virus and everybody being affected. So you can see that he's a bit more rough around the edges. He looks very grungy, which is pretty cool. Even look at his hair. His hair is all poofed out and everything. So this guy is running like hell. He's going through hell, and even standing beside Jill, you can see the dust, and you can see how smudgy she looks, because it's pretty rough out there in Raccoon City for the both of them. So I can't wait to see how these two characters are going to interact this time around with one another in this remake. Now, I guess you could say that let's address the elephant in the room. Everyone is waiting for this, for the monster himself, or the man himself, however you want to describe this character, and the whole title is named around this character, and that's Nemesis. Now, Nemesis, I guess you say, out of all of them, had a pretty different, or I guess you say a unique design to him compared to his original counterpart. I mean, he appeared in numerous games after Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, because he's such a popular character, but in this version, and I mean, it makes sense, because they did a lot of touching up, and they remade a lot of everything in Resident Evil 2, so it only makes sense to make Nemesis, remake him and touch him up quite a bit. And as you can see, I think that what everyone talks about the most about Nemesis redesign is the fact is that he actually have a nose this time, or somewhat of a nose, which does look off-putting in a way, because I guess the original design kind of was just like, yeah, this is perfect and stuff, and he really didn't have a nose, or he kind of like had a nose. He had more like a bump or a hump in the front of his face, but they actually gave him somewhat of a deformed nose, so you can see that human or that man type of part of him that's still there, that if he fully didn't make the full complete conversion over to becoming a complete monster, so he still have a little bit of that, I guess you can say, humanity left in him, just by having a nose. Now, I know the nose looked kind of like weird because of how crooked or how crunched up it looked, and it looks just weird just sitting in the middle of his face. But to me, it doesn't really bother me, as I know that there's a lot of Resident Evil Nemesis fans who are big fans of Nemesis, who are, they're not I guess you could say, not upset with the design, but they just think that the nose, they could have done without the nose. They didn't really need to put the nose there. But I think if you are going to remake, I guess that's the way to go about it, by just doing a little bit something different with the character models and play around with it or whatever like that. But you don't understand what this means. Like, if we're getting a Resident Evil Nemesis, could we possibly get a remake of Code Veronica in sometime in the near future, maybe for next gen consoles? But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's just focus on Resident Evil Nemesis, because Resident Evil Nemesis, out of all the Resident Evils, Resident Evil Nemesis scared the living out of me. I mean, really did, because this guy, pretty much, this monster stalks you. Like, he hunts you down. And I felt as though that I was always at the edge of my seat. You know, my heart always pounding. I literally wanted to have a heart attack when playing Resident Evil Nemesis, because you just didn't know when this guy was going to show up. And it seemed like when I played the game, especially growing up, that he always came at the wrong times, especially after you spent time trying to figure out an important puzzle, or you finally found that key to unlock a particular door so you can progress through the story. And then out of nowhere, this cat would just show up out of nowhere, and he just start stalking you. And that's what was so special about this game. You know, we had a monster or a zombie or a creature that pretty much just ran after you. Like, he didn't crawl, he didn't walk like a zombie. This dude literally ran after you. He bust through walls, he bust through windows. And most of all, he was able to run up staircases and open up doors. And I think that's the thing that surprised, I guess you could say, a lot of us who played Resident Evil Nemesis, because you didn't know what to expect with this guy. You didn't know what he was capable of, and you had to experiment with a lot of different methods in order to handle him, or how to take him down, or how to avoid him. And I remember the first time I encountered him, if you had the DualShock controller, especially during the time Sony was pretty much promoting the DualShock controller with the whole vibration features, is when you go through the police station, after you solve a couple of puzzles and everything, and you head downstairs, and you're about to go back to the other end of the police station, and before it happens, this airy music would come on, and you didn't really think much about it, because you did encounter him outside the police station, and that was your first time you had to encounter it, so you had to make the choice rather to fight him or run away from him. And of course, me, I mean, it was a no-brainer. I ran from him, especially I ain't had the ammunition nor the fact that I had any weapons to pretty much take him out. So I ran from him. So later on, and like, you know, after pretty much about to leave the police station, this cat just jumps through the window. Like, he seriously jumped through the window. Did not expect it at all. And oh my god, I started yelling, screaming. Oh man, I started running. And then when I ran through the door, I thought I was completely safe, actually. I ran through the little safe house. Then I ran through like the police office. And as I'm walking, I hear the sound effect of the door open, and then the music come on, and all I hear is stars. And I'm like, oh my god, like, he can seriously open up doors. And then he just start booking it towards you. And oh man, I dropped the controller, then he picked me up. I just sat there and didn't pick up the controller, because it seriously like freaked the crap out of me. I did not expect him to do that. So here I am, fast forward till today, and now we got this official confirmation of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake, and I can only imagine how they're going to portray this guy. Like, looking at the visuals of the remake of Resident Evil 2 and how Mr. X freaked the crap out of me in Resident Evil 2. Mr. X, or I call him Mr. Boots, because all you hear is his boots walking around half the time. But Mr. X scared me, and the thing about what they done with Mr. X is that this guy stalks you pretty much a good portion of the game, so you was always on edge. And the thing was, that cat never ran. Mr. X never ran at all. He just walks like a tank and just stalk you around the police station and everything. So I can only imagine now Resident Evil Nemesis provided that they're going to equip him with a rocket launcher. He has his tentacles, and this cat can run. Oh man, just me thinking about it, my heart rushing. And looking at the trailers of the Resident Evil 2 remake, when they showed off and revealed the redesign of Mr. X and his gameplay, just looking at the gameplay trailer of him, now I can only imagine what's going to happen when I see Nemesis on screen. And knowing the fact is that this cat is not going to just walk, he's going to run after me. And if he can't reach me, he's going to use a rocket launcher against me. Just thinking about it, I'm stressing out about this. So when they're going to reveal him, like reveal the game in general. So people are speculating that this reveal is going to come in just around the corner, because we do have the Video Game Awards, which is December 12th, which I'm also looking forward to. I can't wait to see that for myself. And of course, we do have other trailers that's potentially coming, like the Smash Bros. DLC 5th character DLC reveal and a new Final Fantasy VII remake trailer. But Resident Evil Nemesis is definitely one of those trailers that I'm definitely looking forward to, because I definitely want to see how my baby Jill looks, how the rest of the Resident Evil 3 cast is going to look, and definitely Nemesis himself. And hopefully do see some gameplay, not just a teaser, but some actual gameplay, some hints of it, of how it's going to look, and how oppressive and how aggressive Nemesis himself is going to be. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. Are you looking forward to this? And did you enjoy Resident Evil 2 remake? So what are your expectations walking into Resident Evil 3 remake? Do you think there are going to be some new changes added to the gameplay? As far as like the camera's perspective, since this is more of a fast-paced Resident Evil game, since this guy does stalk you, he runs after you. So how would they approach the gameplay? Will we see some cooperative aspects to it? Will they go down that route? Because we do have Carlos and Jill in the game as well. So will they take a different twist and add a different spin to it to make it much more exciting, like they did with Resident Evil 2 remake? So I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the video, make sure you like it, share it, subscribe, pass it around. And if you want to hear more news related to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake, make sure you hit that bell to be notified. This is MugenLord signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below. And don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.